Hey, it's us again. It's only Tuesday, but there's a real strong pattern happening already.
Yes.
So
we must share.
I will give you my insights on why I think this is happening, but first I want to tell you what it is. So this is week 4 of it's actually week 5, but we skipped a week. It's week 4 of becoming more yourself, and I think it's really fun to get people's feedback on what we're doing. And so here's the pattern. Pattern is a fixation at C2. What the heck does that mean? Okay, so a fixation is different than a subluxation. A subluxation is what chiropractors fix, okay? When you come in for an adjustment, we are correcting a subluxation. A subluxation is when the joint does not move properly in its joint space, and it causes local physiology to misbehave, basically. So you go downhill, you get in pain, all these things. A fixation is a mechanical dysfunction that it's stuck. You need a professional to move it. It's not gonna move on its own, number one. Number two, it causes like pressure on the actual nerve root itself. So when you have a fixation, that's like, whoa, what did you do? What did you do? Did you fall on your head? That fixation, it's painful to move back, number one. Number two, it causes almost like in the upper cervical, I would say it causes almost kind of like a mild disorientation. Like the pain is so excruciating with a headache, or it's so excruciating with neck pain. And then you like can't move your head either way. I had, a lot of patients on Monday, and like roughly a third of them had this presentation. That's a lot. I mean, even in normal circumstances when we talk about patterns, it's usually not that many in one day. It's like over the course of a week. This was like, whoa, okay, what is this? And so, okay, my husband always knows when we're doing videos. It's so funny. So, I feel like he's gonna call again. It's fine. It's not a big deal. So, I felt like it was judgment. Like that's kind of the underlying thing. It's not because of the people I was seeing or the people that they are, or anything like that, or that I thought they were judging or they were being judged or anything like that. I just feel a lot of judgment right now, and I feel like people are feeling it in their bodies, which is exactly what happens. So your body reminds you, once again, your body reminds you that you're feeling an emotion that you're not feeling all the way through. And so it will continue to give you a response until you feel that emotion. And so judgment, okay, so we came off of a stay-at-home order and we were in lockdown, and we were like, okay, they're telling us what to do and we're comfortable with this. And then we gradually start to get less comfortable with it. Or you go the opposite direction and you're more comfortable with it. But now they lifted it and they don't have clear cut, like, what do I do? What do I do now? And so like the salon next door, they like didn't know how they could open. They knew that they could open, they just didn't know how they could open. And so now they're like the county comes in, and then they have to have partitions and masks and all this stuff. So I think the judgment piece is that you don't know how to feel. And so you see people doing things, and then you're like, oh, should I be doing that? Or I'm doing this. What are people going to think of me if I do this? Like, is it okay not to wear a mask? Is it okay to like go out in public? Is it okay to not sanitize something? I don't know. Whatever you're thinking, it's that push and pull of those emotions. And so that's kind of my take on it. Lorelei has another piece.
Cool. So if you notice when Julia was talking about the fixations, she said the word root. So if you look at the root of the issue, maybe it's not something that's happening today, but people that are presenting with this, and even those of us who aren't presenting with it acutely, we all are being asked to look at where we're feeling that judgment. potential judgment, judging others. And part of it comes from now that this has lifted, there's this feeling of indecision or uncertainty or fear around that you either, okay, there are certain things that you want to go back to quote unquote normal, and there are other things you're just like, but I don't want to have to go back to that. So maybe you were a little bit easier on yourself, didn't work as much, or whatever it was for you, there's probably something that you are being presented with needing to go back to and you don't want to. And that's okay. Right now is not a time for clarity, just being aware of like, oh, maybe this thing, back to like what we said in the beginning, maybe this thing is not a priority for me. So taking some time this week to just kind of review what matters to you. What can you shift? Are there things that you can say no to or can not return to? Realizing that we each have the power ourselves to create the life we want. So one of the big things is a lot of people during this time have focused more on like, why am I here? What am I really here to do? Like, what is my life purpose? And that's a big question. Your mind, it's not something you can think your way to knowing. You really have to connect with your inner being, with your soul, with your the part of you that whispers the ideas or like puts you in the right place at the right time. So we will share the soul inquiry meditation that I have. It's super quick, 5 minutes, where you just come into a space where you tune into that part of you that has knowledge beyond what your mind can comprehend. And taking leadership of your own life. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing or not doing. The biggest thing is to focus on yourself and just to notice what other people are doing that kind of piques your curiosity. And maybe you're like, hey, I like what they're doing. I want to do my own thing in that way, or what they're doing doesn't seem right to me, but still allowing them to do their own thing and be their own person. That is kind of the biggest thing.
Yes. Now more than ever, I feel like I have given the advice to especially new patients, like why they're coming in is because their stress level has just gotten so high that they can't control their pain anymore and they need somebody to help them. And so I've been giving the advice, like, what do you really want to do? Like, what do you really want to do? Like, not, I do this, like retired farmer, right? Like, whoa, what do I do? He's used to working. Like, that's what he did. And probably for fun. Like, that's what he did. I'm going to have a hard time, like, the thought of retiring and not adjusting people. I don't know what I would do with my time. I'd probably cook a lot.
Yes.
I just, like, I want people to see that you have to strip yourself down to see what you actually enjoy. That's you can see it with your kids. Your kids just like doing certain things. Like, I cannot stop my child from playing hockey or baseball. I cannot stop him. That's what he does. And it's just his passion. It's like, he loves it. And I want people to see that it's a hard question. They like, I don't even actually know what I want to do. I don't know what I like to do. So getting into that space, because if you're not, I like to say it like this, like if you're in fight or flight, when you find something that brings you joy, or you find something that really aligns with who you are, and you take the time to do that, that's therapeutic, just like a chiropractic adjustment, like a yoga session, like a massage, like anything that you can think of that's like doing for self-care. Doing things you love is exactly the same thing. It drags you over into rest and relaxation, so you're grooming your nervous system for more joy. So that decisiveness, that's what we're talking about, like finding your true north, your true self, and then putting that into your life as much as you can so that you can find more joy and be more aligned. And then, you know what? You make decisions better.
Yes.
And then you don't live in pain.
Yes. And the biggest thing is like, don't take it so seriously. Just be curious and put on your observer hat. Just observe your reactions and actions, what feels good, what doesn't. This is a time to just kind of see what's going to happen. Whenever we have a change, so we went from the stay-at-home order, now it's been lifted. We're just kind of feeling it out. So don't expect yourself or put the pressure on yourself to know exactly right now. Just let yourself be curious about it.
Yeah.
Do the meditation, journal about it, talk to a friend just about like what things you've noticed. And that's it.
Yes.
Cool.
So have a great week. Memorial Day is Monday, so have a great long weekend and do some of those things we just talked about. Find your true north, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.